everyone to episode 3 of The Windy City Kid with yours truly, the kid himself, Ricky Orozco. Today's show, we're going to start things off with the NFL news. Former first-round draft pick LaDainian Tomlinson is hanging up his cleats. After 11 long seasons in the NFL, he is officially retiring. The 2006 MVP has spent 9 years with the San Diego Chargers and 2 years, the last 2 seasons, with the New York Jets. He is the second all-time rushing touchdowns leader. He has over 13,000 rushing yards in his career and has 145 rushing touchdowns. But with the all-time touchdown overalls, he is third all-time, just behind Jerry Rice, who's at number 1, and Emmitt Smith at number 2. Thank you, LaDainian Tomlinson, for a great career, and we wish you the best. A future Hall of Famer indeed. In baseball news, interleague play finally starts today. We're going to go to the Midwest, where we see tonight the Chicago Cubs at the Chicago White Sox. We have Matt Garza on the mound for the Cubs, who is 2-5 this year for the Cubs, with an ERA just above 4. Representing the White Sox on the mound will be Zach Stewart, who has an ERA just above 5, and he's 1-1 this season. We'll go a little bit more to the east coast of the states, and we'll see the Atlanta Braves visiting Yankee Stadium. The Braves will send out Mike Minor, who has an ERA just above 6 and is 3-4 this season. Going for the Yankees? Well, it's former All-Star himself, CC Sabathia, who is 8-3 with an ERA just above 3.5 for them. Let's go to the West Coast. Coming off his perfect game and 14 strikeout performance, we have Matt Cain tonight. He's going to pitch for the Giants. He has an ERA just above 2.18, and he's 8-2 for the season. Who is he going to face tonight against tonight? Jerome Williams of the LA Angels. Surely is the battle in LA. Williams' ERA is just over 4, and it has a 6-4 record this year. Speaking of baseball, Brandon Peachy of the Atlanta Braves, has been put on the DL. Speaking of DL, outfielder Jason Bay has been put on the 7-day concussion DL. But we also got some good news. Josh Hamilton of the Texas Rangers has just been okayed, and he is expected to return to the lineup today for the Texas Rangers. He was out for about a few games, not many, for some suffering from a stomach virus. Also, the Washington Nationals have designated 35-year-old relief pitcher Brandon Lynch. Lynch signed a 1-year, $1 million contract this offseason, but unfortunately has been struggling a lot this year and hasn't been playing much due to injuries. In NBA news, the Miami Heat won last night with a final score of 91-85 in Miami over the Oklahoma City Thunder. They now lead the series 2-1. In that game, LeBron James and Dwayne Wade each dropped at least 25 points. LeBron finished with 29 points, 14 rebounds, while Wade finished with 25 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Kevin Durant, and the only double-double in the game was by Kendrick Perkins. They both had great games. Durant finished with 25 points and 6 rebounds. Perkins, 10 and 12. Game 4 will be played on Tuesday, June 19th, which is tomorrow night, in Miami at 7 o'clock Central on ABC, Game 4 of the NBA Finals. In boxing news, Timothy Bradley, who recently defeated, controversially, Manny Pacquiao, is going to be wearing a boot for the next 8 weeks. He has a strained ligament in his left foot. Speaking of boxing, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. has defeated, by TKO, the much taller Andy Lee. Chavez improves to 46-0 now, with 32 of those victories being by knockout. Andy Lee goes down to 28-2. Chavez retained his WBO middleweight title, and also announced for September 15th, speaking of boxing, is Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Victor Vicious Ortiz. That's all I have today for the Windy City Kids, ladies and gentlemen. Please join me next time. If you have any comments, any suggestions or anything, leave them in the comment box. If there's any other topics, any other sport you want me to talk about, feel free to let me know, and I'll mention it. Thank you, everybody, and remember, follow me on Twitter at RORO330. Thank you very much and stay classy, Chicago.